Gabriel Range is a controversial British filmmaker that made a big impression at TIFF in 2006 with his fictional documentary, The Death of a President, which was about the assassination of George Bush. He's back this year with I Am Slave, which takes on another big issue, modern slavery. Today I get to sit down with Gabriel, his lead actress, and the woman whose true story the film is based on.
Go get my clothes at the tailor on the first floor. I'll meet you downstairs. Here.
I Am Slave tells the story of Malia, who is a 12-year-old girl who's taken from her family in the Nuba Mountains in the Civil War in Sudan, in a sort of raid on her village. So she's had this idyllic childhood in the Nuba Mountains. Armed raiders come and take her away with other children from the village. She's then taken to Khartoum and sold into slavery.
But did you grow up in the UK?
Yeah.
Had you ever experienced any racism like the character Malia does in the film?
In the Sudan, it's very much like if you're black, if you're a black Sudanese person, you're not considered a proper Muslim. You're considered low enough to be their slave. So I've never experienced anything that aggressive. Nothing as drastic as not being considered a person. You know, I've always been called my name, which is something that Mende experienced. I have this to protect.
The film was based on your story. How was it watching the film? What did you think of it?
Actually, the film more or less it reflects what happened to me personally, which is I get so emotional and it just revisit my past again. It's really powerful. Seeing Winnie actually playing it, I just realize how powerful is it and how emotional someone else gonna watch this film gonna feel like. So for me, it's very intense and very, very, very strong, and I get so emotional and so overwhelmed just watching it.
Where are you going? Malia! Stop her, someone!
So the film takes on some pretty big issues. Sudan, the civil war in Sudan, which kind of stands in for other civil wars in Africa and in Darfur as well, and the modern slave trade. Is that something that really goes on in England today?
Absolutely. You know, there are supposedly around 5,000 people working as slaves in London, you know, in contemporary London, which is such a shocking statistic. When we first started talking about this film to other people, you know, and we would say it's a film about slavery, there was a natural assumption that this was a film set 150 years ago, you know, and people couldn't get their heads around the idea that there could be contemporary, you know, there could be slavery in contemporary London. But there have been plenty of studies that have, you know, found families of diplomats, families from Sudan, from the Gulf states, you know, all with people working for them without pay, with limited freedoms, and that's something, you know, which is very shocking and very affecting. And I mean, again, it was one of the things that drew me to Mende's story was just it's just so jolting that someone can be denied those basic freedoms in, you know, in suburban London.